Hello, you guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. I honestly can't believe I made it on time, and I know I've pushed this back multiple times. I am so sorry. We've had a lot going on, and even today I almost pushed it back because Rambo ran away. And I do want to mention this at the beginning. I had seen a friend of mine, Pointer Lover, you'll see her in the chat. I'd seen her talking about, dogs in this heat. And so we were all outside on the dock, and Rambo stays down there by the water with us. It's a lot cooler than, anywhere else because the breeze. And the mailman came and he ran off, and I was getting the packages, so I didn't see it immediately. Usually he does good. Well, he ran like a half a mile down the road. And when I found him, he was under a tree in the shade. He couldn't stand up. He was panting so hard. I've never seen him do like that. It was so scary. I poured my water bottle in my front seat of my car on top of him, and he's okay. He's doing better, and we've got him cooled down. He's right behind me laying down. But I just want to warn you guys, with this kind of heat, and I know it's everywhere. It's not just in the South. It's in the North. It's out West. It's in the Midwest. With this kind of heat, be careful because it happens fast. And so anyways, he's doing good. I'm going to go ahead and bring Jen up. And then I'm going to say hello to you guys. Hey, Bendy.
Hey, babe. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? As good as I can.
Poor Rambo. Rambo, I know you can hear me, little boy. What the hell were you thinking? Running off after the mailman like that. Don't do that again, Rambo. I'm glad you're back and safe.
Oh my God, it was so
scared your mama. Don't do that again.
I almost canceled this one. I was like, oh my God, if I didn't find him, we would not be here because I know I'd be having a heart attack. He wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have survived even maybe 10 minutes. It was so scary.
How about his feet?
But let me say hello to you.
Pads on his feet. Are they okay? Did you check those?
Yeah, he seems okay. Hold on just one second. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Hi, guys. I don't know if you, most of you guys were over there to the premiere that I made. It's just a little quickie, 13-minute video about Harley standing up to Letecia. So Henry, to answer your question, I can't highlight it because it's not my chat, but we'll find out soon. We have a request in, so we shall see. We shall see. Oh, thank you, Preschool Granny. I appreciate that. Oh, that's a good idea, Tiffany. Dogs cool down from panting and through their paw pads, so my vet instructed me to put my dog's feet in water. That's an excellent idea. I was thinking more about, like, I was worried because if he was running down the road, like literally that asphalt is so dadgum hot that, it burns their little pads. I've never forget. I used to, when Minnie Bindi was in middle school, I used to walk to and from school with her because we didn't know we were supposed to get a bus. Y'all, it was a 3-mile walk. Okay. So, but I would do it because I didn't want her walking by herself. And I would see people in the afternoon in Florida in March walking their dogs on the sidewalk. And it would break my heart because that sidewalk is hot. It just used to make me so angry.
Oh, yeah. It is, because think about the sand at the beach and everything. And thank you for taking over for a second. I had an unexpected thing. But anyways.
We need some Crocs. Let's get him some Crocs.
Some little doggy Crocs. Yeah, I got to do something. Like, I need a GPS collar. But anyways, so I actually I've scanned this, not really read it through, but I've kind of scanned through it. So I don't even know what we're about to walk into. I know there's like an investigation part. I'm excited. We've been waiting on this Martinez report to drop. Can you explain what it is? Because I think you could do a better job than what a Martinez report is.
Okay, so because Letecia is pro se, representing herself, a Martinez report, as I understand it, and let me preface this by saying I am not an attorney. I don't play one on TV. I can't help you out of a jam. Do not let me be your one call. I can't help you. But the way that I understood the Martinez report to be is because Letecia is pro se and the state is represented by obviously actual factual attorneys, when Letecia filed her lawsuit and listed essentially her arguments, the Martinez report is basically the state's answer to her filing, but it's written in layman's terms so that Letecia can understand it, rather than if she were represented by an attorney, then it would be, in legalese. That's the way that I understood it. Now, I have to also make another confession. Allie did send this to me. I did not read it. So we'll see if I was right, if I interpreted it correctly. We'll find out.
That's also the way I understand it. And I think that you described it perfectly as far as my understanding of it. I'm also definitely not an attorney. Don't play one on TV, but I might call you, Jen, if I go to jail in Florida. I'm just saying. You or B Crumbs or somebody. But I ain't going to jail anyway. It might be my one call if I did. Shmita, thank you for being a member for 14 months. Okay, well, are you ready? I guess we'll go ahead and get started. And just read through it. It's going to take us a while. It's going to take more than one. Go ahead.
You still have your comment pinned, babe, that you have to reschedule. People are commenting in the chat about the pinned comment. Yeah, just to let you know.
Okay.
She did have to reschedule.
Right, let me change that.
This was actually scheduled for Sunday. We were supposed to do this Sunday. Then we rescheduled it to Monday. And then we had to reschedule to Tuesday. But now we're here, and that's what's important.
Yes. And we're going to read it, darn it. Oh, Crumb Crochet says, I make cute doggy shoes. I'll make some. Oh, I would love that. I love that picture, by the way. And thank you for being a member for 6 months. I'm going to remove that comment as soon as I can get the freaking chat load on my phone. Okay, Ash. So this is about Letecia's lawsuit. So you guys know Letecia has filed a lawsuit against Jeff Smuda and many other people. He's the secretary for the Kansas Department of Corrections, and she has many claims in this lawsuit. This is current. This is all new stuff. So she filed it, like it says here, February 2024. And this is just one of the motions. It's kind of like them answering to a lot of her claims and stuff. And we're going to kind of hear from them this time instead of Letecia. You guys know we've been reading through her handwritten complaints in her lawsuit. So that's kind of what it is. And there was one other thing that I wanted to add, but now it's left my mind. I'm sorry. If it comes back to me, I'll definitely let you know. Oh, yes. Also, if you missed Jen's video right before this, I would definitely go watch it after this. I think it was really good. And it was a major moment in the breakdown, I believe, of Harley and Tisha. I mean, we finally hear Harley stand up to her and say, look, I'm doing what's best for me. So. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I'm in your chat. No wonder I did.
Oh, bless your heart. I thought it was I thought it was a very important moment. I really did. It's not anything, thank you guys. It's not like, there's this, huge confrontation, right? There's not in the calls, but I did think that it was it's not really a small step. It's actually a huge step. So, anyway, let's get to this. If you need me to read at any time, Allie, just let me know and I shall help.
Okay, we could swap if you want, like take turns. I can't unpin the chat. I'm trying, like it's not letting me, so I'm just going to leave it. It is what it is. But yeah, this is not being rescheduled. And so, yeah.
You're not
Okay.
having a dream.
So
we are
report
actually
in.
here. Oh, we have a bad delay. Let me go out
Yes.
and come back in.
Okay, and I got it, I think. Okay. All right, Bendy. I'll just start reading while you just go out and come back in. Okay, so on February the 16th, plaintiff Letecia Stauch filed first let me say thank you so much. That's what it was. Thank you to Lil Red for keeping up with this for us and making sure we get these documents when they drop. I appreciate that so much more than you know. It means a lot to me, so thank you. Okay, so on February 16th, 2024, plaintiff Letecia Stauch filed a pro se civil rights action pursuant to 42 U.S. Supreme Court 1983 in the U.S. District Court for the District of Kansas. On April 29th, the court ordered the preparation of a Martinez versus Aaron report by the Kansas Department of Corrections. Plaintiff is a Colorado Department of Corrections resident housed at Topeka Correctional Facility through the Interstate Corrections Compact. Plaintiff was transferred to Topeka Correctional on August the 14th. Plaintiff is 40 years of age. Plaintiff names as defendants Jesmuda, Secretary of Corrections; Darcy Halthus, KDOC Secretary of Corrections Designee and Interstate Corrections Compact Coordinator; Donna Hook, the Warden, the PREA Coordinator and Compliance Manager, a Correctional Officer, Secretary of Corrections, and the Health Services Administrator, also the Topeka Correctional Facility Service Administrator. So here's a summary of the allegations and relief sought. The court, in its memorandum and order filed on April 29th, dismissed parts of the plaintiff's amended complaint. The remaining claims are addressed as follows. In count 1, plaintiff alleges that she has requested that her attorney be placed on her approved calling list and was denied. Plaintiff claims to have appealed the decision up to the KDOC Secretary, Jeff Zmuda. Plaintiff adds that her legal mail has been confiscated and tampered with by, I forgot I have to let Jen back up, duh. Sorry, Jen, I was thinking you'd just jump back up.
No, I was just sitting. I'll back her up myself. Just to wait.
Right in the middle of a sentence, I'm like, oh my God, I have to add.
I sat back there all by myself. All right, go ahead. Keep reading.
So sorry, Bendy.
That's all right, babe. I'm just teasing. I'm fine.
Plaintiff adds that her legal mail has been confiscated and tampered with by TCF's Classifications Administrator. Plaintiff claims her legal mail has been tampered with from September 2023 to now. In count 2, Letecia alleges the following environmental and health hazards have gone unaddressed during her time at TCF. Exposure to frequent sewage leaks into her cell and other cells near her, sinks that do not produce hot water in her cell or other cells, mold that has led her to have multiple health issues, exposure to contaminated water on January the 14th, 2024, inadequate ventilation, TCF staff denying access to cleaning products, leaking windows which allow temperature extremes and vermin into her cell, and inadequately prepared food that does not meet nutritional guidelines. Plaintiff also alleges the prison retaliated against her for filing a PREA complaint by removing her from a porter position and for issuing her a disciplinary report for failing to appear for work. In count 3, plaintiff claims that the prison has denied her the ability to register as Native American or Jewish for religious services. Plaintiff alleges that she was told she cannot attend church services because she had to attend smudging under KDOC policy. The complaint continues to state that plaintiff was told she could not attend church service recognized as Jewish and that the faith was not recognized in the cell house. Plaintiff alleges that she was forced by the prison staff to change her religious affiliation and to choose one religion over another. The plaintiff continues to state that she was told by the prison chaplain that her religious freedoms were being limited by the prison leadership and that male residents had more freedom. In count 4, plaintiff alleges that she is being retaliated against due to filing legal actions against the prison and for filing a PREA complaint. She claims she was denied access to her tablet due to filing grievances, pointing out what she claims are several TCF violations. Plaintiff states that she was issued a disciplinary report for mailing out gifts as an attempt to keep her from continuing to file electronic grievances and as a form of retaliation. The plaintiff continues to allege retaliation for filing a lawsuit in which she claims her cell underwent lengthy room searches. She claims officers conducting the search read through her legal mail. She seeks preliminary injunction to prevent the alleged violations from continuing and compensatory damages for the prison allegedly violating her constitutional rights, causing her emotional harm, and to cover filing fees. So here's their investigation, which this is going to be interesting. Do you want to read some, Jen?
Yeah,
if you
sure.
don't, it's okay, but if you
No,
want to,
I'll read it. Let me make it bigger.
Awesome.
Okay.
Here, you want me? Good.
No, you're fine. No, fine. You're fine. Let me just take a drink and get my good reading voice on. Please hold.
Okay. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for being here. Yeah, compensatory damages.
All right.
I recently
No, go ahead, babe.
Okay. Are you ready?
No, you read
as Brown said, we are so delayed. It's my fault probably too, but it's okay. But okay, as Brown says, I recently watched her interrogation with Grusing and her continuously saying, I can help you if you can offer me help and resources. It was always about her. Absolutely. Okay, Bendy, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine, babe. You're fine. No, the whole reason that we go live is to interact with the chat. All right, here we go. I'm going to be very serious now. The complaint states that Holly Chavez, TCF's facility service administrator, denied plaintiff the ability to add her attorney to a loud calling list from August to December of 2023. Ms. Chavez denies having received any such request from plaintiff. And they have an exhibit. Ms. Chavez would not have been the appropriate person to make the requests, since she does not participate in that process, nor does she manage the lists. Internal Management Policy and Procedure, section whatever, sets forth the process for residents to add an attorney to their allowed calling list. Accordingly, residents are required to fill out an allowed calling list request form and sign it along with a signature from their unit team. The unit team then sends the form to TCF's resident technology administrator and TCF's resident telephone service provider for review and entry. On October 29th, 2023, plaintiff sent an electronic message to her unit team requesting an attorney from Colorado be added to her approved calling list. However, TCF's resident technology administrator, Brandon Kennedy, has not received an approved calling list from plaintiff. Plaintiff's unit team has also not received or signed an approved calling list form from the plaintiff. Ms. Chavez is not part of plaintiff's unit team, nor is she a resident telephone service provider. So basically what we have here is Letecia complaining that something was not done and that she's being retaliated on. However, she didn't go through the proper process. I am shocked.
Okay. Floored.
I can hardly go on. Plaintiff claims that she appealed the alleged denial to TCF's warden, Donna Hook, and then to the KDOC secretary, Jeff Samuda. A thorough review of plaintiff's grievances and requests, which probably took a very long time because y'all know she loves to ride a kite. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Since her date of arrival at TCF did not yield any documented appeal. Warden Hook denies having received or responded to an appeal regarding plaintiff's approved calling list. The secretary's designee, Darcy Holthouse, who reviews grievances that are appealed to Secretaries Muda, denies having received or reviewed any such appeal. Alternatively, under IMPP 10111D, Section 3, whatever, attorneys may place confidential calls with their clients after submitting an application for registration as a registered attorney, which is Attachment B of the IMPP. Exhibit 3, page 5, 6, and 9. This is available even if a resident has not added their attorney to their approved call list. Plaintiff's attorney contacted KDOC on July 10, 2024, in which he conveyed his interest in having a confidential call with plaintiff. The attorney was provided the registration form and returned it completed on July 10, 2024. It was approved on July 11, 2024. Prior to this development, no evidence has been found to support either party attempting to place a call to the other. And I will say this, we have ordered the jail calls, and it's not all that different from the prison calls. And when we get those calls, we can see, it doesn't say a name, but it does give a phone number and a time that it, and the length of the call if it went through. It gives why it didn't go through or if it was accepted, declined, all of those things. They're quite detailed, actually. So I have a feeling that and that is handled by whoever their phone provider is, the prison call provider has nothing to do with the prison. So don't be coming back later, Tisha, and saying, oh, they wiped it out, because I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Plaintiff next alleges that mail she sends to her attorney has been confiscated and tampered with by TCF's classifications administrator, Dalton Hartpenny. Plaintiff further claims this has happened in front of an unidentified TCF officer. The TCF tracks all outgoing and incoming mail. Plaintiff has sent 16 items of legal mail since her arrival at the TCF. Plaintiff does not appear to have attempted to send her Colorado attorney legal mail, but has sent legal documents and or correspondence to other parties, including this lawsuit. She has to mail these out, y'all. But the mail is being messed with. Mr. Hartpenny denies having confiscated or tampered with plaintiff's mail. Since he is not a member of plaintiff's unit team or facility security, he would not have had the ability to he would not have had the ability to interfere with plaintiff's legal mail. Plaintiff does not appear to have submitted a grievance or complaint to TCF staff regarding her legal mail being confiscated or tampered with. Plaintiff did not appeal any claim or grievance regarding confiscated or tampered legal mail to the secretary for review. Oh dear. Finally, plaintiff claims that shortcomings in TCF's legal library hindered her ability to pursue litigation in Colorado. On December 20th, 2023, plaintiff filed a grievance under the TCF's legal library did not allow her access to Colorado statutes. Plaintiff was advised by Ms. Chavez that TCF staff would provide her with the specific statute or statutes she requires. Plaintiff's complaint does not specify what exactly TCF's legal library is not sufficiently providing her. Okay, so a vague, open-ended complaint. Shocker.
Yeah, from Tisha. When do you want me to take over and we can switch
Whenever
back and
you're
forth?
ready,
Just let me
babe.
know when you want.
Whenever you're ready. Go do count two. Because I know you love to talk about the sewage. That's your favorite. I'm such a giver.
Yes, thank you, Ben, so much. No, for real. Thank you for helping me because it means
you're
a lot
welcome.
to me. It really does.
You're welcome,
Okay.
babe.
So count 2.
Wait, can I say
Plaintiff
something really
claims
quick?
that she has. Oh, yeah, of course.
Take your time because I need a cig. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right. But I'm listening.
One next time.
There you go. The
Okay.
teamwork makes the dream work. We're like the backyardigans up in here. Or no, Wonder Pets. All right, be right back.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Scott H. Yes, this is the report the judge told them they had to make in response to Letecia. It just dropped a couple days ago, and Lil Red grabbed it for us. Okay, so count 2. Plaintiff claims that she has been and is still being exposed to frequent sewage backups in her cell and other cells near her. Plaintiff has been housed in 10 cells since her arrival at TCF. TCF's physical plant supervisor, Alfred Schimmel, who oversees the facility's maintenance and environmental conditions, confirmed that no sewage backups have been observed in any of TCF cells, including the 10 cells she has resided. Imagine that. While no sewage has entered residential cells, wastewater has backed up into certain showers. Most of these backups are the result of residents intentionally clogging toilets and sinks with clothing or bedding, which causes the drainage water to rinse into the shower area. When wastewater is reported, maintenance personnel try to immediately respond and blocked off traffic to the area. TCF is in the process of upgrading its solid waste sewer system to address this issue, and it is expected to be completed in 2025. Plaintiff claims there is no hot water available in any of the cells in her unit and that the sinks are inoperable. TCF heats its water with older water heaters, which sometimes take up to a minute to produce heated water in cold weather. Hot water is available in all TCF sinks and showers, though it may take a few seconds to become available. So she lied about the sewage backing up into the cell. Now she's lied about hot water and not having any. At no point have any of plaintiff's current or prior cells been without access to heated water. TCF conducts a monthly health and sanitation inspection as required by department policy, which is recorded in a monthly report for all buildings on TCF grounds. All relevant health and sanitation inspection reports for Cell House, where plaintiff has lived since her arrival to the prison in August of 2023, have been retrieved. Since August, hot water temperatures have been confirmed to range from 100 degrees Fahrenheit to 120 degrees Fahrenheit for each inspection. Plaintiff claims that she has been exposed to mold during her time at the prison. The only document in which plaintiff mentions mold is in a grievance that claims inadequate medical care from a Centurion nurse. Plaintiff did not file a grievance or maintenance request regarding any suspected mold during her time at the prison. The prison's maintenance department investigates all claims of mold and has not identified any species of mold in her current or previous cells. She lied about the mold. So she's lied about all of count 1. Now in count 2, she's lied about several things already. And they're claiming that none of the things so far that we've went through that she has claimed, including sewage backups, hot water, mold, and talking to her attorney, they say all of that is BS. Plaintiff claims that she was exposed to contaminated water due to the prison staff failing to alert her to a water advisory warning issued for Shawnee County on January 14, 2024. The advisory was specifically directed at the Metro Topeka Airport Authority and Shawnee County Rural Water District 1C. Out of an abundance of caution, steps were taken to prevent any risk to resident health. To ensure each resident was aware of the advisory, including residents that did not have tablet access, unit teams followed up the electronic notice with a verbal notice to their respective residents. Maintenance staff also posted warnings on all facility water fountains. The facility shut off its water supply, and residents were issued bottles of water. Plaintiff did not appeal any claim or grievance regarding alleged contaminated water exposure to the secretary for review. Plaintiff claims that her cell has inadequate ventilation, which has forced her to inhale toxins. The prison has contracted with P1 Group Inc., which maintains air quality and ventilation systems for the facility. The maintenance department has not found inadequate ventilation in her current or previous cells or in the I cell house generally. Plaintiff did not appeal any claim or grievance regarding inadequate ventilation in her cell to the secretary for review. So the ventilation, they're saying lies as well. Plaintiff claims that the prison staff denies her access to cleaning products. The plaintiff's unit team manager, Linda Hull Vieira, does not recall a single instance in which Letecia was denied the ability to retrieve cleaning products or be provided cleaning products by security personnel. To the contrary, residents are strongly encouraged to utilize cleaning supplies to maintain their living spaces. Doing so provides a safer and healthier environment for the resident and for security personnel who conduct cell searches. Plaintiff did not appeal any claim or grievance regarding access to cleaning supplies. So she lied. She probably don't even ask for cleaning supplies. I would bet anything it's pretty rare when she's asking for cleaning supplies.
I mean, we see how she keeps the state of her hair and whatnot. So, I feel like if anything, she probably complains that she has to clean her own cell. If I'm being, 100 here, keeping it 100, I feel like, she's ridiculous.
And I feel like they would probably want her to clean, because then that's less for them to do. And when they do have to go in, they're not going into this hazardous area like we know that she creates in her cells, throwing poop out of the toilet onto other people, painting with blood all over the walls. I mean, she's nasty. She is nasty, straight up. At least she was when she was, and this could have been all like an insanity, part of her insanity plea. Those things, I don't know, but it's disgusting. Residents, Gracie said. So they're explaining, all the inmates. They're calling them residents in this. Okay, I'll keep going for a minute and then we can swap again.
Okay.
So plaintiff claims that, now we're on to the leaking windows, and I guarantee you not true, but plaintiff claims that leaking windows allow for temperature extremes and vermin access to her cell. No evidence of window leaks, mold, or vermin have been found by the prison's maintenance department in any of the cells that Letecia has resided. Her claim that her cell experiences extreme temperature changes is unsubstantiated and has not been reported to the prison's maintenance department. Since she has lived at Topeka Correctional Facility, not one health and sanitation inspection report has found a window opening that would allow a bug or rodent infestation. Plaintiff did not appeal any claim or grievance regarding leaking windows, temperature extremes, or vermin to the secretary for review. Plaintiff claims that the food she receives is inadequately prepared and does not meet nutritional guidelines. The prison contracts with Aramark Inc. for resident food services. Aramark has 2 full-time nutritionists, Cynthia and Kate, that ensure meals are nutritionally compliant with state and federal standards. The prison is in the process of renovating its kitchen area, and meals are being prepared in a mobile facility on TCF grounds. Wow. Meals are placed in portable food warmers and are distributed from the mobile facility as quickly as possible. Reports of cold meals are uncommon and are addressed on a case-by-case basis to ensure it does not occur twice. Meals are distributed from this mobile facility as quickly as possible in portable food warmers. The warmers are sufficient to keep meals warm until they reach the resident. All meals are prepared in a sanitary manner and with the same care as if they were being prepared in the facility kitchen. Plaintiff did not claim or any claim or grievance regarding food sanitation or nutrition concerns to the secretary for review. So all of these things, and we can pause here and chat for a second, but all of these things that she's complained about. The water, not being able to clean her food, all of that. She never complained to the prison about first before she filed a lawsuit. Is basically what they're claiming. That's the way I.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That she didn't. Not only did she not file a grievance, she never appealed a grievance either. So, she's not said anything. She just said, "That's it, I'm suing. You're all getting a lawsuit." That's it. Yeah.
It's crazy. And they're claiming that it's all lies. It's interesting though, because there have been a lot of lawsuits against this prison. There are other people who kind of have not necessarily similar complaints. I don't know. The complaints I've seen have been more with like correctional officer being inappropriate with inmates and things like that. But still,
Yeah, see, to me, those are the more serious accusations. Your food being cold, is it ideal? No. But to me, the most serious grievance or complaint or allegation that she's made is with this situation revolving around the PREA. So that's what I'm interested in, because I am that is a serious allegation. And the fact of the matter is that because of Letecia's complicated relationship status with the truth, particularly just in general, but also surrounding allegations like these, it makes her particularly vulnerable in prison to be by guards, to be taken advantage of by guards, because it's Letecia who's going to believe her. Do you know what I mean? And so those are serious allegations. Conversely, though, because she is the way she is, people actually might be leery to mess with her in any type of way at all, because they probably try to avoid her and have little to no contact with her because of how she is. But still, these are serious, and I hope that they looked into her, looked into them for her.
I do too, but you're right. Like, I could see it going both ways. You're making all these false accusations. Number one, now you're going to be a target because they can just say, bull crap, she's lying. Like, look at her history. She's a known liar. She literally does this. That's her thing. Like, she did it in Colorado. She's done it here. She did it before prison, with all these lawsuits. But then again, it could keep people away. I don't know, Jen. That's so interesting, because I really think it could go both ways. And yeah. Okay, so now we're on to the PREA part.
Yes, we are.
Let me see what we got here. Do you want to switch now? I don't know how long it's been, but we can, or I can go for a little longer, and then you let me know how you feeling.
I'll read. That's fine. Okay. I'll read. Just
now I'll have a quick smoke. It's hot to stream outside right now.
Yeah, but you're the one that has to control the scroll.
I'm going to hold it I'm going to bring the laptop with me just like to the door real quick.
Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. Plaintiff also alleges the TCF retaliated against her for filing a PREA complaint by removing her from a porter position and for issuing her a disciplinary report for failing to appear for work. On December 13th, 2023, plaintiff was issued a disciplinary report for failing to report to work for 2 days. Plaintiff was found not guilty due to her participating in a religious holiday on the first missed day and for filing a PREA complaint on the second day. The disciplinary report was dismissed. On December 21st, 2023, plaintiff filed a grievance alleging the disciplinary report and her firing from a porter job were both retaliation by Ms. Holviera for plaintiff filing a PREA complaint. Following staff responses, TCF's warden responded to plaintiff's grievance directly on February 20th, 2024, and provided plaintiff with her investigative investigatory finding that she was not fired due to retaliation. Plaintiff submitted a similar grievance on December 15, 2023, claiming that her unit team was retaliating against her and that TCF's PREA coordinator was not assisting her. Ms. Chavez responded to this complaint with a summary of plaintiff's consistent lack of cooperation with Ms. Watts. Plaintiff did not appeal any claim or grievance alleging the disciplinary report was a result of PREA retaliation to the secretary. TCF's PREA compliance manager, Valerie Watts, followed federal PREA standards and attempted to meet with plaintiff 30, 60, and 90 days after plaintiff filed her PREA complaint. Plaintiff refused to meet with Ms. Watts for 2 of those meetings. The purpose of the meetings is to gain additional details of how the resident is being treated following the complaint and to ensure the resident is not facing retaliation from other residents or staff. Ms. Watts takes the information, if any, is provided and considers ways to address any reported issues to prevent future harm to the resident. Plaintiff claims that TCF has denied her the ability to register as a Native American, this count 3, and that she must attend smudging under IMPP 10-110D. The TCF chaplain has not encountered any complaint or grievance regarding a resident's ability to choose any religious affiliation they prefer upon intake to TCF aside from plaintiff's claim. So Letecia is the only, in all the complaints, now this is a prison, y'all. Do you know how many complaints they get a day? In all areas? And in all of those complaints, since Letecia has been there, she's the only person that's complained about this. The only person. Lord.
I'm sorry, but it just sounds like BS when you hear that she says she was told she must attend smudging to register.
Yeah.
Like, Tisha, come on.
Come
like,
on.
No, I don't know. That just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, either just stop lying. Just stop. I would say lie better, but I don't think you're capable. Just stop lying. Period.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. IMPP, which regulates religious services for all. You scrolled too fast, babe. KDOC facilities. That's all right. Section 3 states that residents are not allowed to fully engage in the practices of other religions that they are not formally affiliated to a faith that engages in church services to attend and participate. Wait a minute. Plaintiff must be formally affiliated to a faith that engages in church services to attend and participate in church services. Plaintiff claims she was told she could not attend church services if recognized as Jewish and that she was forced to choose one religion and change her religious affiliation. Plaintiff was not denied the ability to attend Jewish church services because plaintiff was the only Jewish resident in her building at that time. There were no Jewish church services available. On September 6, 2023, plaintiff submitted a religious grievance in which she requests permission to attend Christian Protestant church services while still affiliated as Jewish. They ain't finna play your games, Tisha. Mr. Waller notified plaintiff that she would need to change her affiliation per KDOC policy to attend and participate in Christian Protestant church services. On October 2nd, 2023, plaintiff voluntarily requested a change of religion request form to switch her affiliation from Jewish to Christian Protestant. Residents are not able to choose more than one religious affiliation per IMPP. Residents are always free to practice as many religions as they prefer in an individual capacity. Basically, Tisha, you can be Jewish And you can be Christian/Protestant, but you can only be affiliated with one of those religions formally and attend only one of those religions' church services. That's all they're saying. They're not saying that you can't practice both, but you can only attend one of the church services. That's all they're saying to you. Jeez. Plaintiff claims that Darcy Halthus told her the following quote, "We do not recognize Jewish where you are housed," and to take it up with Colorado. Ms. Halthus denies having told this to plaintiff. The misquoted statement likely arose from Ms. Chavez's response to a grievance plaintiff submitted on, and this is even nice. They're saying the misquoted statement. They aren't even straight out calling her a lying liar face who tells lies. I'll do it though. She a lying liar face who tells lies. They're even giving her the benefit of the doubt. Likely arose from Ms. Chavez's response to a grievance plaintiff submitted on September 7th, 2023. Ms. Chavez stated, quote, "According to your religious affiliations documentation, you are listed as Jewish. We currently do not have any volunteers to lead Jewish services."
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm so sorry. It was an accident. I accidentally scrolled it real quick. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah.
It didn't.
There you go.
Didn't do anything. Okay. Currently do not have any volunteers to lead Jewish services, and you are the only resident on the IJ side of the facility to list Jewish as their religious affiliation. Our policy IMPP 10-110D states that in order to schedule, I'm having a hard time speaking, schedule a group service, there must be 2 or more with approval from the chaplain. So what they're saying is, yes, 1 is the loneliest number. However, unfortunately, there needs to be more than 1 in order for there to be a church service. Not that you cannot be Jewish, not that you have to change, and not that they don't recognize Jewish as a religion. Stop it. Plaintiff also claims that the TCF chaplain told her that her religious freedoms were being limited by TCF leadership and that male residents had greater freedom. TCF's chaplain, Jesse Waller, denies having told plaintiff that her religious freedoms were being limited by any person or entity at TCF. Mr. Waller also denies having told plaintiff that male residents have any greater freedom to pursue religious interests than female residents. Plaintiff is, in fact, the one who has alleged that female residents are treated differently than male residents for religious services and not Mr. Waller. I.e., Letecia said one thing one time and said another thing another time. Shocker. All residents have equal access and involvement in religious services, regardless of their sex or gender. Want me to keep going?
Yeah, lies.
Yeah, all lies.
I can do the next count if you want.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. I'm chewing up this chewable ibuprofen. Just 1 second, you guys. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm talk to them for a second. Sorry.
Okay, I will. So basically, what we have here is Letecia again taking something that was said to her, some policy that was quoted, twisting it, and it's all retaliation. Everybody is retaliating against Letecia. What I find interesting about this is that the one thing that Letecia has not alleged is any type of physical violence against her. And she is an extremely high-profile prisoner. She has a charge against a child, and that would make her like a target. And yet that's the one thing that has not happened to her. So to me, that is indicative of they are protecting her. They are looking out for her. They are keeping her safe, which is their job.
Yeah.
Their only job. It's not their job to make special accommodations at Letecia's whim. it's not their job if Letecia wants her food served at 350 degrees, and it's that they have to ensure that when that plate arrives, her tray arrives, that it's at 350 degrees. That's not their job. They're only required, really. That's why they say what they say about prison: 3 hots and a cot. She's being provided 3 meals a day. She has access to commissary. She has a bed. Now, that's the way that it is. You're in prison. You're being punished for the crime that you committed. You're being treated like a human being. They're feeding you. They're keeping you from getting,
Yes. And you're right. You're exactly right. Because we know from when she was in jail how many people wanted to physically hurt her. So they have to be protecting her. That's an excellent point. I hadn't even thought of that. And thank you so much, Jen. I was chewing up. I don't have any ibuprofen. I had the kids kind of, and I was right in the middle of trying to take it when that ended. So I was like,
no.
But I'm okay. I'm making it. So,
Roberta,
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, babe. And Roberta says, not yet. The inmates sometimes wait until they feel comfortable. I think at this point, she's been there now almost a year. It's interesting to me that there hasn't even been an attempt, that there hasn't been anything, no squabble at all, which tells me, I'm not saying that it won't ever happen. What I am saying is that up until this point, they are keeping an eye on her and they are keeping her safe, which is their job. So, that's what I think anyway.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Jen. I think that you're dead on with that 100%. And then I wanted to say, Shauna, thank you so much for being a member for 12 months. She said, doesn't seem like it's been a year. Love you and love you back and the community, she said. And then listen to Lisa. She says, I feel bad for Letecia. Her whole life, she's just been victimized over and over. No one believes this poor woman. I'm sorry. Then that one cracked me up. And then Parawoman. So no, she was not Jewish before she went in. She wanted the kosher diet. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. So
yeah. Because she doesn't actually quote anything from the Jewish religion accurately. It's like she does what she cherry picks parts of the Jewish faith that are convenient for her. And then when anybody is like, but wait, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, retaliation. You're stepping on my freedom to practice religion. She's ridiculous. And that's cool that you worked at a prison, Roberta. Do you think that they are just waiting to get her, or do you think it's a combination of both? Like there hasn't been a confrontation because the prison officials or the COs are doing their jobs and keeping her safe. And that there's probably been nothing incredibly overt yet because they're waiting for Letecia to be comfortable. Do you think it's like a combination like that? Because I kind of never think it's one thing or another. I always kind of think that it's like a combination of things, because look at her, nothing has actually happened to her. And look what she's doing. She's been at that prison for 5.5 minutes. And at minute 6, she's out here filing, a whole lawsuit.
She got there in August, filed in February. What is that? 6 months? Yeah, 6 months later.
Yeah.
Sherry, thank you for being a member for 7 months. She says T has 50 or 60 more years to go. And then Chicken Shite, thank you as well for being a member for 7 months. I only watch you 3 ladies for the MK chat.
That's why I watch us too for MK's chat. Y'all keep an eye
Parawoman says I interviewed.
Sorry.
No, it's not. Don't be sorry. It's the freaking delay. Go ahead. I was just reading a comment. But
listen,
definitely keep an eye on MK Lynn.
if y'all get an opportunity, just keep an eye on MK Lynn's comments, because he will pop out some one-liners that just
Yes.
shut it down.
Yes, it's so true. And then Parawoman says, I interviewed a CO and he said they will keep her safe until she's not popular, then look out. I've thought about like going to my mom with some questions, because she worked at federal prison for like 25 years. And she worked her way up. She started in like the kitchen doing food service. She wasn't like a cook or anything, but a CO in the kitchen, like, and she ended up working in an office doing financials by the end. But yeah, she'd been through a lot. It was so stressful. I remember as a kid just how stressful her job was. And yeah, it totally changed her. It really did. So anyway. Okay.
You should ask.
Are we ready to continue, Bendy?
Yes, ma'am.
Help me think of some questions.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, because yeah, and I don't know. I'm so sorry about the delay, you guys. And Jen, I'm so sorry to you too, because I know it makes it like really hard. Please, yeah, just speak up at any time, like, and we'll just deal with it. People in the chat gonna have to deal with it, because I definitely want to hear what you say, and I don't want you to feel like you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Sometimes it makes you not even want to comment because you don't want to like talk over because the delay. So definitely don't do that, because I want to hear from you.
Okay. Listen, I think what we should do is let's add a bonus round to the questions for your mom, right? I think we should come up with a list of questions, okay? And then let's ask her, but then let's see if she can figure out which one of us is asking the question. Whether it's me or whether it's you. Is this a Bendy question or an Ellie question? Just for some levity.
So fun. And then look at Shane's comment, Allie, LOL, we're used to it. No worries. Thank you, Shane.
Yeah, but we used to get a lot of tests. Like afterwards, we used to get a lot in the comments, and they would really mainly yell at me. Like I was constantly interrupting Allie, and I'm, don't have manners and stuff like that. And so I wondered if some of that might be true. Like I am an interrupter and I don't have manners. So I started paying attention to it more. And we realized, no, I mean, sometimes I do interrupt, but it's usually because there's a delay.
Sorry. You said I have to think about that. Am I an interrupter? Okay. You just make me laugh so much, and your laugh is like one of the best laughs. You and Melissa Jade, like between you two, oh my God, the laughs, they're just so good from the soul. I love it.
She have a good laugh. I like Melissa's laugh, and I like your laugh too. You have a laugh from the soul. Like you can hear it over the even though we can't see each other, you can tell that your whole face is smiling,
Yes, because my face hurts when we do it, when you make me laugh. So that's true. Okay.
Oh yes.
Let's go. Count cracking. 4.
That too.
Oh God.
I'm a monster.
Don't even get me started. Don't do it. Don't get me started. Okay. I'm going to read count 4 now. Okay. So plaintiff claims that she was denied access to her TCF tablet as a form of retaliation for filing a PREA complaint and for filing grievances alleging the prison's policy violations. Letecia also claims she was issued a disciplinary report for mailing out gifts as a form of retaliation and as an attempt to prevent her from filing more electronic grievances. Plaintiff's tablet was confiscated on February the 1st after TCF's Enforcement, Apprehensions, and Investigations Unit became aware that she had sold a pair of her sweatpants on eBay through a third party for $200. Plaintiff's tablet was withheld from her during the investigation after she was found guilty for selling and mailing the sweatpants. What? How does that happen? How did she mail out the sweatpants? $200? Who the hell is paying $200 for Letecia's sweatpants? What the hell is wrong with you?
Go donate
it
that
makes me
money
mad,
to a soup kitchen or a food pantry, buying Leticia's grubby sweats. Ugh. But
Oh my God.
yeah. So
Wow.
what it sounds like to me, based on some of the other stuff that she wrote in her complaints about quote unquote gifts, is they do have some prisons, not all, but it sounds like this one does. They have an ability for inmates to make and send things to their loved ones, right, or friends and family, etc. But Letecia, what I suspect happened is that complaint is wrapped up in this incident. She's trying to say that they were a gift.
Wow. Sold them on eBay through a third party for $200. Well, who's the third party helping her do that? Amy.
Brenda.
I'm guessing. I'm not saying that.
Ain't B, or you caught it. Don't let her get you some charges now. Come on.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh, Peril Woman, I started microdosing and have been finally laughing again. Feels so good. I am so happy to hear that. And I have thought about that so many times. It's really interesting. And I'm glad that it's working for you. Tess, do you think all the body deodorant? Yes, it is. Tess says, do you think all the body deodorant would kill the bacteria on Letecia? I'm thinking no, because I was telling her earlier about this new trend of full body deodorant. You'll see it everywhere. It started with Lumi, but now it's went on to, Old Spice, Secret. All of these companies are kind of doing that. And what it is it's I can't remember the name of the ingredient, but it's it kills the bacteria basically. So, but yeah, don't think so. I don't know. It might take a lot.
I feel like soap and water, a shower will do that. Soap and water will fix that. And if it's that deep, just get you a big bottle of hand sanitizer. I know for sure that kills bacteria. Just slather it, just rub it all on your skin. It'd be fine, I'm sure. But if you're going to use that for bacteria, it's got a lot of alcohol in it, the PREA. So what I would say, it's very drying to the skin. So I would suggest a lot of water drinking if that's what you're going to do. Or I don't know, just wash your ass.
Take a shower. No, but actually the lady that I watched that was talking about the science behind it all, she's like, if I'm at work and I feel like my deodorant isn't working well or something, I use alcohol. It does the same thing. Because she was talking about, she was trying them all as regular deodorant. But anyways, not to get off on a tangent, annoyed that Tisha made $200 freaking dollars on a pair of old crusty sweatpants. I'm disgusted by that, but whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
And how was this advertised? Was it Letecia Stauch sweatpants, prison sweat? I don't know. I'm just really curious about that, but whatever.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm curious about that as well. Mm.
Yeah, I would love to see the listing for that. Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
All right. Plaintiff's tablet. Oh, wait, I read that one. For mailing the sweatpants. Plaintiff regained electronic access to the tablet on May 1st, 2024, but with electronic restrictions. She was not denied access to her tablet or issued a disciplinary report as a form of retaliation. But because she violated the prison's policy, plaintiff did not appeal any claim or grievance alleging her tablet access was removed due to filing a PREA complaint. Plaintiff claims she was denied access to evidence during her disciplinary hearing, that the presiding officer denied her due process and that the officer threatened her. Ms. Van Dyke denies having threatened Letecia at any time. Letecia was afforded the opportunity to address the evidence and charge against her during the hearing. In her testimony, she admitted to performing the actions of providing her sweatpants to a third party so they could be sold for financial gain. This was sufficient to find her guilty. Ms. Van Dyke denies having planned or written a punishment before the hearing began. The punishment plaintiff received was not excessive or for a prolonged period of time that would be unusual for a Class 3 violation. Additionally, plaintiff was not denied access to the grievance process after being found guilty and had access to physical forms of religious materials and legal resources, including resources in the prison's library, while she was restricted from tablet use. Plaintiff claims her cell underwent lengthy room searches as a form of retaliation, and that officers conducting the searches read through her legal mail. Plaintiff has not filed a grievance or complaint alleging lengthy room searches are being performed out of retaliation. She also has not submitted a complaint to prison staff alleging her legal mail has been read. According to Ms. Holviera, the only lengthy cell search potentially applicable would not have been a search, but a pack-out of plaintiff's property when she was placed on crisis level. No evidence has been found supporting her claim that her legal mail was read during this movement or other staff entries to her cell. Now we have a conclusion. Let's see what we have to come, because I know we have an exhibit list. There's a bunch of other stuff, including like her previous charges, declarations from each of the witnesses. So I think that on part one, we probably should just get through the conclusion. I don't know. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah, and then go through it more on the next. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And I'm interested to hear what, when they have, because what's next, you guys, is going to be what all of these people she's accused, what they had to say and stuff like that. So,
yeah, what their answers are.
Okay. So here's the conclusion. Plaintiff's claim that she has been prevented from adding her attorney to her approved calling list is false, as is plaintiff's claim that Ms. Chavez denied such a request. Plaintiff has not submitted the proper form to add her attorney as clearly outlined in Section 3. No evidence has been found that Mr. Hartpence has confiscated any of plaintiff's mail, legal or not, or has tampered with her outgoing or incoming mail. Plaintiff claims that she has been exposed to mold, vermin, extreme temperature changes, and toxins due to inadequate ventilation. The prison's maintenance department has thoroughly investigated these claims and has not been able to substantiate them. Plaintiffs claim that her food is improperly prepared and not nutritionally compliant is not supported by evidence. Her claim that her food is sometimes cold is accurate and a temporary result of the kitchen renovation. Her claim that she received a disciplinary action as a form of retaliation for a PREA complaint has been investigated at all levels of the prison hierarchy and by KDOC's central office with no findings to substantiate retaliation was a factor. Plaintiff's claims that she was prevented from religiously affiliating herself as Native American is incorrect. She voluntarily chose to be registered as Jewish upon her arrival to the prison. Again, at her discretion, chose to change her affiliation to Christian Protestant to attend church services. Plaintiff's allegations of anti-Semitism were not found to be substantiated. Ms. Holthus and Mr. Walker both deny what plaintiff has claimed they told her and have provided documentation in the form of their grievance responses to plaintiff. Plaintiff is correct in that she cannot have multiple religious affiliations, but she was not forced to change her religious affiliation. Her claim that her tablet was taken from her as a form of retaliation is erroneous. Her tablet was removed from her possession after she was found abusing the electronic messaging system and selling her clothing via a third party on eBay. The resulting disciplinary action further restricted her ability to use certain features of the tablet. No evidence was found to support plaintiff's claim that she underwent lengthy cell searches or that her legal mail was read during said searches. Finally, Plaintiff failed to exhaust administrative remedies for most of her allegations. She did not appeal her grievances or claims regarding legal mail being confiscated or tampered with, deficiencies with the prison's law library, exposure to sewage backups, lack of hot water, mold, contaminated drinking water, inadequate ventilation in her cell, denied access to cleaning supplies, leaking windows, vermin, extreme temperature fluctuations, inadequate food preparations or nutrition, claiming PREA retaliation for losing her job, electrical access, or undergoing lengthy room searches. Respectfully submitted, Natasha Carter, Chief Legal Counsel for KDOC. Wow, Jen. Wow. I was not expecting the sweatpants part of that.
Neither was I. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah. So looks like this is what we have next. We have declaration of Holly Chavez. We'll look at her Casper profile before we go because it won't take long. But internal management policy and procedure, declaration of Brandon Kennedy, Linda Vieira, Donna Hook, Darcy Holtis, Dalton Hartpence, and Alfred Schimmel. Can't wait to hear what they went through with her. Relevant grievances and facility responses. Oh, so they put her kites in here. Yeah. Legal mail log, relevant disciplinary, 2 more declarations, and some things like that. So it's going to be very interesting, I think, you guys. But this is going to take a little bit because it's a lot of pages. There's no way we could read it on one live. We've been here, almost an hour and a half, and we're not too far in. But, oh, boo-hoo, it's prison, Letecia. You murdered a child. Grandma Sherry, she made all of these accusations. They claim they're all not true. And not only that, she got in trouble for selling a pair of her sweatpants for $200 on eBay. That is annoying as hell, but
I can't.
Also, tonight, what are we doing tonight, Bindi?
So tonight we have more September calls. Or video visits between Amy and Letecia. And so we're going to do that. But before I forget, I wanted to ask you, did you see that Leilani Simon has a court date for trial?
Yes.
And did you see the date?
October 9th, maybe?
9th. That's jury selection. Yeah. But that's also the same time that Sarah Boone. So we're going to be quite busy in October.
Okay.
Because Boone is for sure. I cannot foresee anything that Boone could pull that the judge would entertain and result in a continuation, because he expressly said no. In his order, he said that it would have to be extraordinary circumstances, and that he does not define extraordinary circumstances as her retaining an attorney and they need time to prepare for trial. So it's happening.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be crazy, both of them at once. Leilani is one that I am so invested in. I need every detail. I want every detail with Boone too, but I kind of got invested in that through you and Melissa covering it. So I'm not as up to speed with everything. But yeah, I look forward to both of those. Also, can I point out something to you? Look at what her middle name is here. Letecia Taylor Stauch. Oh my God. That's not her middle name.
No, it is not.
But okay, Tisha Taylor, whatever. She weighs 164.
Ridiculous. She's practically disappearing. She's so tiny.
Starved to death. Oh my God. Let's see if there's anything else in here that's interesting in her little murder of first degree, 2 counts, crime severity level unknown, case status active, offense date January 27, 2020. Oh my God, that breaks my heart just even seeing that date. Oh, And then interstate compact on August the 14th. She was moved there. And then she's had These are disciplinary reports since January. What? That's kind of confusing there. I guess that's
Why they
from
would
other
use
people,
that.
maybe, or
I don't know.
oh, sorry.
I'll look
Well,
into that.
we're
I'll
gonna
see what
start
that
back when we
means.
come back. Okay. And when we come back, you guys, we'll start with what Holly Chavez claims happened with Letecia and all the others too. I think it's going to be quite interesting. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to you, Jen, for joining me. Like, because of Rambo, I really was very close. If I wouldn't have found him, we wouldn't have been live today. He's back behind me sleeping.
Oh, God,
But
love him.
you know,
Guy.
I know. But I just want to say YouTube has it's been like a really depressing place, and it has been really hard to want to go live. There's just there's just a lot of bull crap happening surrounding like the community, not necessarily us in this like community, but adjacent or in the same part of YouTube. There's been so much drama, and we have watched the case of Sebastian Rogers turn into similar to what happened with Summer, and it's really sad. It's so heartbreaking for that little, for the little, not that he's a little boy, but he is to me. He's still a baby to me. I mean, he's a 15-year-old young man, but
Right.
if he's out there somewhere and he came back and he had to see all of this, all of these things said about him, all of these things said about both of his parents, all of these accusations, and like it just hurts my heart so much. And I don't understand how things get so lost. And all of us, we start to forget what's okay and what's appropriate. And it's like the lines become blurry in a way. Remember, we talked about this when the Zav girl situation happened. Like some people don't even realize they're kind of crossing over some of those lines. And I'm just really sad about it. It's making me like avoid YouTube. And I don't know. I hope that things change. I just don't know the answer, man.
Well,
so anyway,
I agree with you. I do feel that way. However, today, as you can see, I was clearly productive because I made a whole video. And I was, when I got in the shower, I was thinking, that's where I do all my best thinking. And I was pondering the Sebastian Rogers case. And it made me think of some other cases that I want to talk about. But I'm going to talk to you about that, Allie. But I do think I'm trying to find a way for there to be some positive that comes out of what's happened. And I'm not talking the case, his disappearance in and of itself is scary, and it's sad, and it's very concerning because it's been a while now and there has been no sighting, no evidence, no nothing. So I'm very concerned. But I think that there's something, maybe if I can present some of these other cases, I think it might help people to understand what actually could be going on. A possible scenario. Because all the scenarios are on the table right now. We know nothing,
Yes. I would love for you to do that, Jen. And thank you so much, Trio Girl Mom. Love you back. Because there are so many cases that need attention. There are so many missing children out there, like every single day. It's when you look up the numbers, it is quite shocking because it's a lot. And, I think Sebastian is so important. I do. And I'm so glad his face has been seen by so many people, but there are a lot of other ones that need to be talked about too, and I will not cover that case. Maybe if something happens and there is a real update from police or something, but probably not even then, because I know that there's a lot of people that will cover it. There are so many cases that need coverage, and It's really sad. I mean, look at the posters for. So if you guys hadn't seen, we uploaded videos of Letecia's jail calls without commentary, and in Jen's video, she did flyers of missing children, and in my video, I did flyers of missing Indigenous people. Both. There are so many that I've never seen before. You go to look up flyers on the NCMEC or the website I used, which was a government website for missing Indigenous people. It's linked in the video. There are so many. It's really sad. And, you know, their faces will never be out there like his. And that just hurts my heart. And I truly, I got to say this, and I know it sounds like really bitchy. I'm really sorry, but I got to say it. Like, there's no part of me that believes that, all of these channels just care so much about this one particular kid, and versus, I don't know. I think that a lot people are in it for, I think some do, right? I think there's a hopefully a good percentage that really do care. But I also know there's a good percentage that's like, ooh, look at this story. It's getting a lot of attention. People really care about it. I'm going to cover it. And then I'm going to throw out wild conspiracies and fake phone calls, you know, people calling in, pretending they know them, just stuff like that. And it becomes a toxic mess. This child deserves better, and we can do better on here. It makes a joke out of YouTube. It really does. It makes you not want to say, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I do YouTube true crime, because I'm sorry, that's not true crime. It's really not. It's turned into just like kind of, I don't know if it's drama. I don't know, but it's just the drama surrounding the crime.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's sad and unfortunate. So I need to get that off my chest.
Well, I'm glad that you did. I feel your frustration. We share the same frustration. And yes, Carolina, I would agree that a 15-year-old doesn't just disappear, vanish without a trace. Do children vanish, including 15-year-olds? Yes, they do, but they don't vanish without a trace. And we, at this point, we don't have, there's nothing that's come, it's not we, law enforcement doesn't have that tip that they need to find him. It's the same with other missing children. Nobody, it's very difficult in this day and age in the United States, with as many cameras as we have everywhere, to not be on camera somewhere, right? But what's interesting to me is that a lot of times what it comes down to really is people don't know what they don't know. There is, I would, even like with Sebastian and many other missing children's cases, people have seen something. And the reason that I feel the way that I do about this is because Peacock last year, and I didn't see it when it came out, but they did a documentary on Amber Hagerman. And I don't know how many of you guys know this, but when I was pregnant with my oldest son, I worked at the daycare that Amber Hagerman was a part of in the after school program, her and her brother. And we because we all, like, at the end of the day, when it's time for the daycare to close and parents are getting off of work, as the classes get smaller, you just start to, bring all the kids together. And so I interacted with Amber and her brother a few times. They were both of them, such sweet kids. But anyway, I left because I had my son in November. And when I returned, a couple of weeks after I returned, she was kidnapped. And then obviously she was found murdered. But we went to her wake, and I remember it. Like, it's one of those things you don't get out of your mind ever. And anyway, but I had forgotten that during that time, before she was kidnapped, before she was murdered, her mom was part of a local documentary on WFAA Channel 8, and it was about moms who are on welfare, and the success stories. And so but I had forgotten about that. I forgot that she was part of that. And Peacock showed a lot of the footage from from that, what was going to be the documentary that, ended up not being aired. But anyway, it made me think about a lot of things. And it also, of course, makes me think about Sebastian Rogers and all of the missing kids cases, and what can I do? Because it's very frustrating, and you feel like, well, I'm just one person. What can I do? But there were a lot of people who were just one people who changed the world forever in a good way. They were just one person. And so I feel like, I don't want to take up too much time because Allie, we said we would be an hour and a half, and that's that. But yes, I am, Riley. Amber Hagerman is who the Amber Alert was named after, her case.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What's the name of the documentary? Hey, Deets, Lord, by the way. I know I put it in chat.
I will tell you. Hold on, let me tell you. Hi, Deets. Let me tell you. Okay.
Okay, while you find it, I got to tell you, Deets, we went through, so we're not done, but we started this paperwork that the prison has filed in Letecia's current lawsuit. She's made a ton of claims, but we did find out one thing that is very annoying. Letecia got in trouble for selling her sweatpants, prison sweatpants, on eBay, and she made $200 from it. And that is in this paperwork, and we haven't gotten too far in, but yeah, that is like a standout thing. I'm absolutely shocked by that, and I am disgusted. I'm disgusted by who the hell's gonna. Okay.
I'm not saying anything, so if you're waiting for me, then it's not me. I'm being quiet.
Well, yeah, I was just seeing I was waiting because maybe you found the name of it.
I did, but I wasn't going to interrupt.
The document. Oh, well, go ahead. I'm done. That's all.
But you weren't.
That's all.
You sounded like you had more to say, but then you were thinking that you heard me maybe start to say something, and I didn't.
I don't know, Jen. All I was saying, I don't know. My only thing I wanted to add was about the sweatpants and how gross it is. And because I don't think Deets was here for that. So I wanted her to know. But.
Okay. So the name of the documentary is Amber, the Girl Behind the Alert. And it's on Peacock. Tremendously, cray cray. It impacted me tremendously because you don't forget that. You can never, there isn't anything in the world that will ever prepare you to look at a child's casket. And that's, and what I will also, not only will I never forget Amber in that casket like that, what I really won't forget is her mom, Donna. I will never forget her being at that abandoned Winn-Dixie on Abrams and sitting where the loading dock is for the trucks, and there's steps, and she was sitting out there, and it was the last place that Amber was, and she just could not bring herself to leave it, and how lost she looked. And I even felt guilty because I had just had a baby, and it was just, it's like a lot of feelings all at once, I mean, I started out working there pregnant, but I wasn't showing yet. And then as time went on, obviously, then I started to have my baby shower was thrown at the daycare. The daycare threw me a baby shower. And so, I mean, so it was just everybody, most of the parents that had their kids there. I taught the 3-year-olds. She was an after schooler, but most of the parents knew that I was pregnant, and me and one of the other girls were pregnant at the same time, and they would check on us, ask us how we were doing and stuff like that. And it's just sad. It was really, it was just a lot, but it made me think. Go ahead.
What happened to her? Because I'm curious, because look, with Sebastian's case specifically, which what got us on this, I know people have a lot of opinions, but here's the facts. There is no evidence right now that leads in any direction. Police have come out and said people have cooperated. Everyone's cooperated. There's no sign of foul play. They've searched the home over 10 times. A lot of creators want to pretend they've never seen that. It's really simple to find. The emergency people that work for the county and help the police search did an interview and said plain as day, it's been searched at least 10 times. There's no evidence. And, you know, people have all their opinions of what they think happened, but I think it's more based on people's actions and words and not necessarily evidence. So I'm just curious what ended up happening to her, because I don't know the story. Like, who did it? Who took her life?
They don't know.
And
they don't know. They don't know.
Oh.
It's happened in 1996.
Oh my God.
And they don't
And they
know.
still don't know.
They still don't know.
Oh, wow.
And see, what had happened was Amber didn't live in that neighborhood, okay, but close. But her grandparents, her mom's parents, did live in that neighborhood. So that's why she was there. So that neighborhood where the Winn-Dixie was off of Abrams and Browning and all that used to be where the housing for people who worked at the GM plant used to live. They owned those houses way back in the day. Okay. And so anyway, they were over there visiting her grandparents, and they were riding their bikes, and they rode up because the Winn-Dixie backs up to the neighborhood. So it's not like they were on a main thoroughfare. It's on the Winn-Dixie faces Abrams. So that would be the main thoroughfare. But the store itself is like in between, you know, there's a neighborhood back there. So the kids were riding up there because there's ramps because of the delivery, but it was abandoned. So when they weren't supposed to be up there, and her younger brother was like, come on, Amber, let's go. And she said she would be right behind him. And he made it home and she did not. And how the Amber Alert got started is because this was in broad daylight. And he snatched her right off of that bike. Her little feet didn't even hit the pavement. And there was a witness who saw and heard. And the thinking was that, yes. And then when they found her, they realized that she'd been held. And so if only there was some sort of system in place where the public could be notified and be on the lookout. And then after the Amber Alert was, you know, made possible and all the things, there was a little girl, a baby, you know, her mom was at work. She used this one particular lady as her babysitter, and she got off work, and one day the babysitter wasn't there. She's a 40-year-old woman. They activated the Amber Alert, and you can hear the 911 call made by somebody on the freeway who saw the vehicle, saw the license plate, and he followed her until the cops could join. They pulled her over. They got that baby, and the baby was safe. So that's, you know, a good story.
Scary.
I will. Yeah. Maybe I will talk more in depth after.
Happy.
Yeah. Sorry, Allie. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying. Hey, Melissa Jade.
I will.
I'm just getting Grandma Sherry's link.
Okay. I will at some point, like, talk about Amber Hagerman, talk about her story and stuff like that. But there's a couple of other cases that I really want to talk to you guys about, because I really think that if you hear these cases, it might change your mind about some things. And make you think a different way. It might not, though, but at least you'll have the information.
Yeah. And then don't fake the funk. Yeah, when I made that video, I made sure to include women and men, because, you know, you don't ever even hear women, to be honest. Sometimes you will, but it's pretty rare. And you definitely don't hear about the men. And Native Americans are going missing at an alarming rate, and they're not being discussed that much and talked about that much. So it's just something that's like close to my heart. And then of course Jen's too. And then we did the missing kids. And then the other thing I was going to say, Lil Red said they did no forensics in Sebastian's, but we don't know that. I don't believe that to be true. I feel like if they did 10 searches, they probably took quite a few things and also did some testing and stuff, because that's a lot of searching. But we don't know, and they're not going to tell us. If they did forensics there, we won't know anyways. If they didn't, we won't know. Not at this stage until there is movement in the legal process. So I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. It's really sad. I hate watching it happen. It makes you not even want to be on YouTube. And yeah, I just appreciate the channels that we drop here are all excellent channels. Melissa's going live later. Amber's going live later. We're going to be on Jen's tonight. Deets, Grandma Sherry, I just dropped that. Any channel that I drop, I highly recommend. And I'm thankful for you guys for giving me a soft place to land when everything else feels so dark and stressful. And yeah, so thank you, Jen. I did pin your video. So Jen did a really good video. It premiered right before this. If you look at the top of the live chat, it's pinned up there. So before we go over to Melissa's later in a little bit, definitely check that video out. I would appreciate that so much. I know Jen would too. And then, yeah, Jen, thank you so much for being here with me and helping me read through this. We still have a ways to go. But yeah.
But we did good. We mainly stayed on topic and on task the whole time. I'm proud of us. We did good.
We really did. Okay. I guess I'm going to let you guys go. I need a minute. This has been a stressful ass day. My little doggy over here, I'm still worried about him. I'm hungry. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit, but tonight at Jen's and Melissa's and Amber's and all the places. So thank you guys. And yeah, that's all. Anything, all Jen, you wanted to say?
Nope. I will see everybody over there at 9. I am super, thank you for sharing out my video, Allie. I appreciate that, babe. And thanks for having me. I cannot believe Letecia sold sweatpants. I just can't.
I know.
We'll talk about this further on my channel, because Allie needs to eat. I need to eat. And we will be back together at 9 talking all the smack. So we'll address these pants, because I got some thoughts, but I want to look at something really quickly. I want to see if I can, I don't know, I just want to look at something really quick. So I don't know what I'm eating. I don't know. I haven't made.
I don't know either. My parents cooked something. Melissa, you missed it. I have to take a screenshot of this part. Letecia was claiming they took her tablet away for retaliation because she filed all these grievances, and they said no. We took her tablet away because she got busted selling a pair of her sweatpants on eBay for $200. And then I would not say that if you were guessing. I only know what I know, period. Well, I just think that we don't know what those 10 searches consisted of. And there's so many secrets that they keep until someone's brought to court. Even if they have evidence against someone, even if they don't, they're going to keep it on lockdown until the court process. Wrapping it up with this, with Letecia's case, I followed it from day one, every step of the way. I watched every hearing, the ones that we couldn't watch. I watched the live tweets and read them out, everything. And there was so much that we didn't know about until court. There were so many things done. There was so much evidence. As a matter of fact, social media was blaming Al. We even had a neighbor that came out and said, Al helped. Al had a gun, blah, blah, blah. Al is so mean and this and that. And then we see at court, they traced everyone's steps and he had nothing to do with it. We saw pretty much every movement he made through the process. So I just, I keep stuff like that in mind and think we don't know until we see for sure in evidence. So it's better to just kind of wait and see, So anyway,
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. All right, Bendy, I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you so much. And thank you to the chat. I love and appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.